down, you be.
Welcome back to another issue. I'm Beastie Boy.
I'm Table.
I'm Red.
It is I, Shino Brando.
And in this issue, we join the mafia world by diving into the titular series, Katekyo Hitman Reborn.
Alright, so I'll be leading us into this favorite series of mine, Hitman Reborn, which was created by Akira Amano. The initial run of when it started was in March 31st, 2004, and lasted up until November 12th, 2012. So it had 42 volumes in total, and the genre type of this anime is a comedy, fantasy, action, and mafia type, which is kind of like a rare genre type to see. But the main protagonist that you'll run into for the series is going to be a little baby hitman. Yes, I did say baby because he is in the figure of a child named Reborn. And then also the guardians of the 10th generation family, the Vongola Familia.
Wait. So that's actually just his name? Reborn?
Deadass.
I assumed that there was just backstory we had to get on this guy and eventually he'd have a real name, but that's it?
I mean, there is a little bit, but like he technically just sticks by the name Reborn throughout the whole series, even with introductory stuff. There isn't technically any like proper like, oh, this is my actual real name.
Listen, while we're talking about names, what's the gecko's name?
That little guy on his head is Leon, which is Leone, I believe. It's his pet companion, I guess, which out of all the pets for the Acrobalano, this one can transform into multiple different things. So he literally has the ability to shapeshift into different weapons.
He's a Green Lantern gecko. I got it.
He's a murderer's best friend.
Leon to Reborn is Glitch to Bob. I get you.
This is, like I said, the only pet partner that can transform.
Right.
We ever get an explanation for why he's a magic lizard?
I'm gonna just say in the manga, I don't know if we actually do, because you don't see him in the flashbacks in the anime of like when you see Reborn as like an adult. And yes, these guys were previously adults at least, but because of a certain curse, they got turned into babies and have to protect these pacifiers that they carry on them, which I'll explain a little bit more later on. But yeah. Yes.
What?
Yep.
What a shitty fate.
It's a lot. I'll get to it after the characters' introductions.
Oh, God.
But yeah,
Okay.
Leon's not really shown up until these guys are turned into these protectors per se. Most of the characters that are introduced into the series are gonna be either purely Japanese, will have Italian with Japanese descent, or just purely Italian. So it kind of blends with both Italy and Japan, and you'll see that with the names and attacks as well, familiar references, and also with the mafia references too. But yeah, the series first started out as Katekyo Hitman Reborn, a one-shot manga in Weekly Shonen Jump in 2004, as I mentioned. Due to the success of the one-shot, Amano Sensei started working on a manga, which officially began serialization in May 2004 again, and then the weekly releases officially ended on the release of the 409th chapter in November 2012.
It feels like a Shonen Jump kind of thing.
So, funny thing is, to kind of get background on that, the anime kind of stopped on one of the arcs. It ended where it's supposed to be in the future, like in their arc that it placed in a manga, but the manga was still going. So the anime kind of just stopped where it was. And I kid you not, when I was back watching the series, I was like, okay, so where's the rest of the anime?
You know, the funny thing with that is like a lot of their stuff are like continuing now, right? Like Bleach is one of them that are now, after so many years, it's finally finishing. So I'm pretty sure they'll probably most likely go back to this, and like now that they're way ahead and you can animate this now without, running the risk of catching up too quick, you can probably go back. I'm sure they will.
Other funny part about it is that the manga, it got rushed for its final ending.
No.
Yeah. So with the popularity of this series, it was like, I think at the time it was still like number 10 by weekly polls or whatever. But since the popularity was dying, Akira Amano Sensei had to basically rush the ending of the series and just end it where it was the cliffhanger. So the ending of what you got was like, okay, everything made sense of what was happening, but it was like pushed. So like what the ending we got was like kind of a rushed ending.
End it now before eyes turn away fully. I get why they did that.
Yeah, so like, and that's the thing. No, it never got revisited. It never got adapted for the anime, which kind of sucks. And now there's been hype for it again from the fans and all that stuff. So there's possible hope that it gets the revival it needs. But we'll get into more of the characters here with the first one, as you guys have already seen, is Tsunayoshi Sawada, or Tsuna, aka also Loser Tsuna, otherwise known as Judaime, which is 10th boss, I guess.
Can't get over this guy being like, yeah, that is my nickname, Loser Tsuna. Correct, that's me.
What if I told you he had that since like school? He's had that nickname since school. they bully this dude, man.
But you know what though? He's all right with it, and that's upsetting, man.
He was living his school life. He was just doing what he does.
He has so many self-image problems.
That's the thing. And like he's just chilling. Like he's just doing his school life. He's like whatever.
Yeah, he's unaffected by his loserdom. Really, he's just like, it's just another fucking Monday.
But that also brings us into the next person that he gets to meet, which, as we mentioned off recording, his very quick rival to best friend, which is Gogadera Hayato, aka bomb specialist of the group and one of Tsuna's guardians in the anime as well. The introduction is very in your face, but also very weird approach.
So can I make comment on how this guy just comes into class, gets introduced, and he immediately kicks this kid's desk?
Oh yeah, like he did not give a fuck because he
say hi. He just is like, I hate you and I'm going to cause problems.
Yeah, because he knew. Because the thing is, he was being transferred over in the series. He's being transferred over to like work under him because they find out that Tsuna's being tutored by Reborn in the whole premise to become the next mafia boss for the Von Gola family. Gogadera's like, hey man, like you ain't shit. But then even I think in the same episode or maybe the episode after, he becomes friends with him very quickly.
I'll answer that. That was the same episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Immediately.
I'm not worthy to be under you, but I'll do whatever I can to protect you. It's like,
and then immediately wants to protect him from the third year bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like from like your rival to like best friend simp in like the quickest like progression. And I've never seen that in an anime, but this does it so fucking quick.
You mentioned that his weapon of choice is explosives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really funny because it's dynamite. He actually just is carrying around a whole bunch of dynamite that he can light using mind powers or something.
No,
and
no.
My first thought was, that seems dangerous. I wouldn't want to use explosives in close quarters combat. And lo and behold, in the same episode, he drops a bunch of dynamite around himself and goes, well, I guess I'm going to explode now.
Right.
Like, bro.
Man's ready and like squared up, basically.
Now
but
will throw down.
But then you get to meet the next character, the next guardian, which is Yamamoto Takeshi, who is one of the jocks on the group, who is a very avid baseball player. He's actually a very skilled athlete, but he's also like a slight airhead too, to a degree.
Okay, talk to me here about this guy, because I'm seeing images of this guy with a sword, and in the same episode with Gogadera there, he just immediately I want to join in on the fun. I work for you now too. It's just like, so what's his secret? Is there something like he's got going on in the background with him?
Yeah, so he is essentially in the same, I think, class with Tsuna as well. So he's like, just aware of him. And he's, again, very chill, very positive guy, very opposite of Gogadera. But with him, when you see as the story progresses, he then, of course, joins Tsuna's group and is like essentially starting to become one of the guardians to help be part of the mafia. So the sword is his weapon of choice, which is I'm not going to have the right name for the sword, but it's a sword basically passed down from his father, and he learns this specific fighting style, which is called the Shigure Soen Ryu.
Okay.
And it's basically a water style like sword technique.
Word, okay, I dig it.
But like he actually just goes, I guess I'll join the mafia for fun, and then does.
And the reason is why is because he thinks it's all like a role-playing game.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm not even kidding you. He thinks it's legitimately for most of the first two arcs. He thinks it's mostly just a game. He's like,
let me get this straight. This dude wanted to LARP so hard he joined the mafia.
To a degree, yeah.
Listen, I was debating whether I'm gonna actually continue watching this because it's like, it's kind of in my field. I don't know, maybe it's a little quiche around the kid stuff, right? But now that you told me that Yamamoto really honestly believes that the whole thing's a fucking RPG, like they're just LARPing, I'm fucking sold enough to watch this now because I just want to see that.
Okay, it is, again, like I said, it is for the first little bit that he's like that, and obviously with character development, he realizes the stakes of what's going on around him. When shit gets serious, it's like he does snap in and it's like,
he's my favorite character.
Yeah, honestly, funny thing is, I was gonna say I think you'd lean more towards him and his battle style and all that stuff because like level of sword. But
yeah, I like this guy on the premise that he's fucking stupid. I want to watch this now because he's fucking dumb. I'm sold.
But yeah, so that brings us to the next guardian, who is legitimately a child. He's not. I'm not kidding you. He's not one of the Acroboleno. He's literally brought over by the Bonvino family. I think that's what it was.
Bovine, I see it.
Yeah, but the Bonvino family, this one is Lambo. He's basically brought into this series wanting to like get rid of Reborn because he's getting beaten up ever since like he's just trying to get his candy, just become like the better mafia per se. So like he is in the mafia world already as a kid, but he's like weirdly brought in there. Like this is a child, legitimately like younger than Tsuna, and he's already has guns and all that stuff and grenades, and it's ridiculous.
So it's
It's funny
baby
'cause
on
his
baby
name's-
violence.
I'm just saying it's funny. His name is Lambo, and because they don't really do L's in Japanese, I guess his name would almost translate to Rambo. He's got a poof on his head like a lamb. He's got cow patches on.
That's his outfit, by the way.
Whew, these guys are going for the whole farm theme with him too, man.
Honestly, for the most part of it too, he's like a little bratty kid because he'll like mostly whine and all this stuff, but like to other degrees, like there'll be times where like he does actually have like strong powers for the later arcs and all that stuff. So he is helpful and useful, but he is part of the Bongola family. He's one of the guardians for the boy, which you'll obviously see as well too. His alternate version,
The Dandy Man.
Or older version, which is Adult Lambo. You'll see him in the what is called the daily arc, which is the first arc that you guys were kind of like introduced to. So that's the first 20 episodes in the anime, or 65 chapters, which is more like that setting is setting up for like introducing the characters, but it's also like a gag manga like setup, like of like just comedy in that sense. So,
My question is, so do I have to sit there and go through all that, or can I just like, jump forward a little bit?
I would say you still should watch it just to see the characters that get involved, because like you understand how everything is set up before the initial like shonen arc, I guess you could say. Yeah, like there's obviously some stuff that are like it feels like a filler stuff, but it does technically still go along with like introducing characters for the story. So yeah, you still gotta like follow through in a sense for that. But it's just 20 episodes, so that's like one season right there.
Okay.
Yeah. That brings us to a next guy, Ryohei Sasagawa, which is another jock of the group, very loud. He's more aggressive and like dim-witted to a
Oh,
degree.
no.
He's not stupid. He's not like completely stupid, but he's just like he doesn't understand things in a certain way. Yeah, he's not like Lambo stupid. So like there's like degrees of how they go about. But he at the same time he is decently like a good guy still at the same time. He's very exaggerated, over hyped because this man is yelling to the extreme every time. He's again another positive dude, just really like hyped man.
He's just
Yeah.
happy to be here, and he wants you to know that at all times.
But he's also the boxer of the group too. He's the boxer guardian in a sense. He's I think it's like second year above Tsuna and the gang. So he's still in the school with those guys, and then they're all together as well. He's a good boxer. He's a good athlete, same as Yamamoto, who's on the baseball team, and he gets stuff done. He'll do what he can. And then the last two characters quickly mentioned will be Hibari Koya and then Chrome Dokudo. So Hibari is part of the school disciplinary committee. This guy gives less of two fucks about you.
Yeah, his first appearance was pretty great, actually. He just walks up to a kid sitting on the floor in his underwear, arguing with a baby, and is like, "Hey, idiot, class started."
Yeah. He's like if Todoroki and like Bakugo mixed. He's like he's dude's ready to fight, but he's also like so like mellow, but also like bro, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly what Table was
Ready
saying.
to fight, he just has better shit to do.
Yeah, he's just like the way he walks up to him. He's just like, as a class rep, I can't allow this. Like, you need to like not do this right now. And he's like, oh shit.
Put some pants on, go to class.
Yeah,
idiot.
yeah.
He literally takes the role very seriously, like so much that he literally his main protection motivation is the school. Like he will protect that school no matter what, and you'll see it in the anime. And
Yeah,
the dude's passionate about the school. You can see it by the armband that he's wearing all the time.
Yeah,
that's that boy. That's the
I
guy.
respect that.
But yeah, he's also at the same time too. He's low-key like I want to say like the lone wolf of the whole group. Like he'll be there, but in a sense he'll rather like try to do things on his own. Headstrong about like getting into fights a lot of the time as well. That's just who he is. He's part of the team, but he's also just he's chilling, doing his own thing, protecting his own matters. So. And then you got Chrome Dokudo, which she's
like the best name so far.
She's like how do I explain her? Because she's gonna be involved with another character who, would you say, in a sense, like body swaps?
Oh shit.
If that makes sense. Like I don't want to
Okay.
expose it too much.
No,
but
no,
like,
no, yeah, you don't spoil it. Yeah, don't spoil it.
yeah, her and another character that you'll see throughout the series kind of coincide together, whereas she is the main host per se, but the other character will come back every now and then. But she is the very quiet and shy one of the group, just doing her best as she can when she can and all that stuff. But she's very powerful in her abilities when it comes to the fights that she gets into, which I'll explain their abilities more or less afterwards. And Chrome has the triple-headed spear or trident, I guess. So she'll have that with her when she's usually doing her fights and all that stuff.
I really
Another
like her eye
question,
patch.
Is Chrome like the actual name, or is this like a designation, or did she just like choose that like a nickname or something, or is like
No, that's her actual name.
her name is so fucking cool.
It's Italian, so
Yeah.
it might be Chroma Mia.
Well, I believe Dokuro. I think Dokuro in translation was skull. I think.
Oh my god.
He cannot actually get any cooler.
Yeah, she's important to the group too. But she's like,
Take
to
back what I
explain her-
said. Yamamoto's not my favorite character anymore. She is.
And she's
She's
got
very
a pet
interesting character.
owl.
So when you see any companions per se to the Guardians, it's gonna happen in the later arcs. So you'll see the other companions that they have showing up throughout the arcs later and how they're useful of their battles and all that stuff. Chrome with the owl, obviously, was the only image I could get of her with her weapon. So that's why I was trying to show her and display her like that. You know?
Oh, she's fucking rad.
Yeah.
She is
I'm watching this for her now.
Yeah.
Forget everybody else.
So to explain them as well, like as what the Guardians are, right? They are assembled slowly by Reborn to help Tsuna become a mafia, but also have the people that he can trust on help aid him in battle and all that stuff. So in the image next, showing the rings, show who's in that exact, I guess, element, what ring is for that element. So from the top, going clockwise, the first ring is the Sky Ring, which is the ring for Tsuna. Whenever you see like this orange color, that'll be referencing the Sky element, which the Sky element, it has a characteristic of harmony for its dying will flame or the resolve flame, and you'll kind of see that more or less of like how that portrays for each character, you know, what it does. And then you go from clockwise, you have the next one, which is the Rain Ring, or the Rain Guardian. I believe the next one should be the Mist one, which is Chrome, as you were very interested in. Rain is Yamamoto, Mist is Chrome. Next one should be Hibari, which is the Cloud Ring, which is indigo-ish or purplish class ring. Then you got the Lightning Ring with Lambo, which, yes, he does become a Guardian. Like I said, he is a child. Yeah, he's
a
just...
useful baby.
And then you got the Sun Ring, or Ryohei, who's the guardian for that. And then Dokudera, aka the self-proclaimed right-hand man for Tsuna, which is the Storm Ring with the red one. So they have their different characteristics as well. Same order, there is from Sky Ring, which is Harmony, then Disintegration for Storm Flame, the Tranquility, which is Rain Flame, Sun Flame has the Activation or the Active Factor, Lightning Flame has the Hardening Factor, Mist Flame has the Construction Factor, which is like in a sense for used for illusions, and then the Cloud Flame is the Propagation, which is Hibari's one, or like you'll see the like multiplication or expansion of the certain effects of what they do. Yeah, those are your Guardians. I'll quickly explain the Acrobaleno, or the Cursed Baby Carriers, as I mentioned earlier.
The cursed babies.
The Acrobaleno, to a small degree, is basically just like these professional people or these well-strength people that got cursed by a certain magical effect, but they got affected and they all had to essentially become the carriers for these pacifiers, which hold like a tremendous power that is involved for the series later on. So basically, the characters that you have here are Skull, who is the Daredevil, who the first one is in the picture. Then you got Reborn as his adult form. Then Colonello, which is the blue headband guy.
Wait, hold on. So her name is Skull also?
His name.
That's okay. Well, fuck, cool.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Wait, hold on. You're throwing too many cool people at me at one time. Okay.
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 Okay. So Skull, the guy, is the Daredevil of the group, but he's also Reborn's lackey. So he's essentially the butt of the jokes for the series.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, a Luganite. Okay, a Luganite.
He's referenced to as a lackey by Reborn a lot, but even though he doesn't want to. And then again, you have Reborn in his adult form here, who is he's the strongest out of the Acrobalenos, especially with his ability with the guns. Let me just explain like this. There was a boulder that was falling down a hill and that might have crushed a bird's nest, right? This man shot a bullet and it destroyed that boulder.
Oh, okay.
That's all I can explain it. It's literally shown in the anime later on. That's how strong he
What a
is.
guy.
Next, you got Colonello with the headband. He has pets as well, as I mentioned from before. He has his eagle, which carries him around or helps him maneuver when he's fighting as well. But he's one of the army characters. I think that's the best I can explain him, because that's his background. So him and one other character as well has this kind of like same like military backgrounds. And then you got Fawn, which is spelled Fon in the anime. Fawn.
That's the one in red.
Yes, he has his little monkey companion on top of him there. You see him rarely, but he shows up when he needs to or when it's needed for the story. But he's the strongest martial artist, I believe, in the series in a sense. Then above Fawn, you got Verde.
Verde green. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a scientist guy. He's the loner of the group, but he's also like very cynical of like wanting to do his experiments and does whatever because he doesn't give a fuck about the Aquabaleno in the highest key. Like he'll show up and then he'll just not give a damn of what's happening, but he'll help if he has to.
I may also be cursed to baby, but you cannot make me cooperate.
I'm not kidding you. That's his personality. That's literally what it is. And then there's Mammon, which there's an iffy situation with the Mammon's character, which we'll just have to describe them as like ungenderized or gender fluid or something, or non-binary. But
hold on. Which one is that one? That is
the one with the hood.
Black Cloak. Okay.
Black Cloak, yes. In the English translation, or I guess in the anime, for some reason they had, I guess, messed up the translation and gender typed them as him, which that might not be the case in the manga in general, but like there hasn't been
move from an anime.
Yeah, so when the studios, I guess, were like translations, they just kind of messed that up and had typecasted as him.
Like, what's their face from Soul Eater, man?
Krona.
So yeah, I don't know if their proper gender is supposed to be, but we'll leave it as is. And if anything, if they fix that up later if there is a reboot, then they'll hopefully rehash it and figure that out.
Reestablish things.
Just, hey, this is the proper order. Okay. Cool, and leave it at that. But yeah, they are the Mist Guardian or the illusionist of the group as well. So you'll see a lot of shit going on with Mammon that happens against the Vongolas as well, or with them. But yeah, that's how they're kind of introduced or shown around. And then you got the main guardian or the sky guardian of the Acrobalenos, which is, I think her name is Luce. She's like in flashback shown as the sky guardian for those guys. And she's initially the first one transformed with these guys for the pacifier protection.
I'm seeing her clutch her belly. Is this some kind of like spoiler alert thing, or should I not ask questions here? And
you can ask questions.
Like, is she just full or is she pregnant? What's going on here?
Pregnant.
Okay.
And so, and that obviously portrays later on for the anime of like how that works.
Okay, so, don't say it last. I just need to know, is it one of these fuckers in the group here?
No, not that talked about like that. No.
Okay, I'll check.
Yeah, whenever there's an orange pacifier holder or the sky Acapuleno, they never really touch about who the father is for reasons, I guess. Yeah, they literally will like mention certain character, leave it there. Father, who knows?
They just reproduce asexually.
So we also have there's more characters that show up too. So those are just the main guys. There's some other villains that will show up throughout the series, but the main villains that you'll kind of see throughout the anime is going to be the Varia Assassination Squad, who is an assassination group for the Vongola family, and they're kind of shown in one of the early arcs of like seeing what they can do. The picture on the right is Zanzis, he's a real dick, Loki, to Tsuna.
None of these people have any sense of style.
Hey man, it's what they have to wear for this group, so they wear what they wear.
My uniform is ugly.
Yeah, I can't do much about that. And then in the anime as well, you get another character named Byakuran, who is high-key a whole bitch. Not like in a sense of personality, he's like a bitch, but like is like the way he works. In a sense, it's a mild version of Joker, but like he honestly, he could give less of fucks about his henchmen sometimes. Like, so he can get shit done, but like there's points in the series where like something's happening and like one of his warden is fighting one of the members, and once he's not able to in a sense fight any longer, one of his other henchmen or members of his family basically just sets it up and it's like, hey, so I planted these in your outfit. Yeah, you're done. Byakuran said he doesn't want you anymore. And it's like, oh, but no, what? And then just done with you like that. He basically just gets it over with.
That was about the same level as Joker. You're not wrong.
But yeah, so like I brought this because this anime is like one of my favorite ones. As again, it's my favorite one because I liked it of like how it was portrayed of like the characters and the aspects of it with like the dying will bullet that was shown in early on in the series or the episodes, as we had mentioned. But yeah, so it does have its contrast of like some of the episodes they kind of drag along for a little bit for a certain arc or two where it shouldn't have been gone for so long. But in a sense, the manga is better and it shows it's a bit more graphical of like the fighting situations and obviously stories like a lot better that progresses too. But again, it was rushed because of popularity and just declining and all that stuff. So Akira obviously wanted to just get that done and over with, get it out there, and just finish it as it was. Which, if anybody that follows her work, she has done another popular manga called Psycho Pass.
Oh, Psycho Pass is so good.
That's her work. That's her work.
Yeah. Psycho Pass is some good stuff, man. Okay.
Yeah. But the cool thing too about her artwork is like showing on screen here with like the different arcs you see throughout the anime and throughout the mangas and all that stuff too, that her artwork progresses and you see it with the different arcs from each one. So like it slowly gets better and better, and like it adapts well.
Yeah, she does adapt to a style. Like you can see, it goes from like one to like almost like a Bakugan kind of style to like almost like a Soul Eater kind of feel. Like she's changed with the flow of time, and which is pretty impressive.
That's what I want to see. I want to see it adapted. I want to see it portrayed better. The choreography in the fights are good. It could be better though. Yeah.
I will admit that the first 2 episodes kind of had me sitting on the fence. Like, okay, there was volleyball, there was a loser.
There was
I really
kendo.
don't know where we're going from here. But the art you've shown us and these descriptions of these characters and where things are going, I might be able to get on board for that.
Yeah,
That sounds fun.
Likewise, same thing. Like I was kind of like, I don't know where this is going, but I mean, it's not the type of feel I would watch. You know what I mean? But now that you've told me about like that idiot Yamamoto, like he's not leaving my memory banks. He's already
He's actually just LARPing.
Yeah, he's already a favorite because he's just that dumb and just chrome because that's just cool. So I'm now going to invest the time to catch this back and forth as much as possible because I have so much shit to do. But I will try to tune into this.
So you've sucked me in for at least a handful more episodes because I just want to see like Yamato like just to see how far this bit goes for him in his head.
It goes for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. It goes for a long bit. But he again, like I said, he with character development, he does understand what his situation is and what's happening. So he obviously does snap up of like, oh, like, okay, this is like serious. So I gotta get my shit together and understand what's happening. He's not fully like in that mindset of like, oh, this is just whatever, like LARPing and all that. He does adapt and understand that this is where like, oh, okay, shit's going down. Gotta get in there and get the mindset going. So
one last question from me at least. Does he eventually get to the point where he stops exploding his clothes? Please.
In the sense of like exploding his clothes just like out of nowhere, or just like with Gokudera?
No, with
Tsuna. No, yes, he does.
Tsuna, I just want him to keep his fucking pants on.
Yeah. You'll see him keep himself fully clothed later on in the series. So it's not always that he's just like, doing the, I gotta do this before I regret it and all this stuff. I don't want to die with this regret. Like his ability does, I guess, shaping up later on to a better, again, more shonen type rather than this whole gag type of an anime.
Yeah, man.
So, but yeah, this anime, I was rewatching everything and I was like, it does take a little bit of a while to get through, or like, certain parts are like pretty good of like action, but all in all, like it's a good anime to watch. This anime, side note, was something that got me into animation actually and got me interested into making my own little series before I stopped doing that. But yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, that's like this is how much this anime inspired me. So if it came back, I would get hyped as shit. Akira Sensei, if you're listening, please bring it back.
Put it out in the ether. That's exactly how that works. Do it again. Do it again.
Manifesting.
Yeah. Akira Yamamoto Sensei, bring it back. Talk to Mappa. Talk to Madhouse. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, Madhouse is doing some wonderful shit. Go talk to them.
If you're looking for more work of herself, again, Psychopaths is another one. She has done, I think, a few other mangas and I think another anime series. I can't remember the name. I think it's D-Live, but I would have to double check that.
Psychopaths is pretty good stuff, man. It's a good mind fuck. So I was checking it out when they had it on Netflix for a bit. I'm not even sure if it's still there. I was looking for it like one point. It was gone. So I was like, fuck, I wanted to continue because I had stopped watching for a long time. Man, it was good, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring the manga to the adaptation, or if they do bring that adaptation for the rest of the story, like they could maybe give it its proper ending and she could rewrite the ending. Who knows? Probably not, but like that'd be nice. The ending is still good for what it does in manga. The artwork is very good and the abilities of what they can do with the whole gang is pretty cool. So if this is something you like, hey, pick it up. If you like Mafia, this is your go-to.
I'm gonna
go back based
crime. I want to go back just based on a couple of characters there because I want to see how they evolve. So this is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like if you like Fairy Tail, Air Gear, or
100%,
or like the Passione gang for Part 5. There's like hints of all that for this kind of series. So like, if anybody likes this kind of stuff.
With that, thank you for bringing us on this Mafia adventure.
Yeah, the familiar ride.
This is a whole ride.
It sure is.
Question, question for you guys, because we're coming to the end of the anime now, right? So like with all the selections we brought up for each other, right? Like, or like which ones are we going back to? Like most of you guys, to be honest with you, with Red selection, that brought back some flooded memories. I was like, God damn, I haven't seen that in so long. And it was, you know what? I remember that being one of the better ones that I was watching that I kind of fell off because like times were changing for me. So like now I want to go back. So like, you know, and like Madoka Magica, I was just like, I'm not gonna watch that, but like fuck, like I was reading on shit, I was just like, oh man, thanks to her, like
He's
thanks to Table, I gotta go back. And like this is like, no, this is like, you know, this is like intriguing too, because like I like the way this is sounding, so I'm gonna go back. So like, which one of these selections, like what are you guys gonna like try to go back to if you can?
For me, I'm gonna slowly try to watch Ronin Warriors because that whole voice acting thing threw me off for like that second episode, not gonna lie. But just to see what happens and with those characters, I'll go back to see that, and then most likely Digimon Frontier because that was my Digimon besides the first two, so I want to see that again, low key.
I'm probably gonna watch Ronin Warriors really slowly, like an episode here and there. But I kind of want to see it get weirdly dark for a animated series that was on all the time in the 90s. And I don't know, man. Frontier, not really my cup of tea. But on the other hand, I know for a fact that I can watch it with people with hilarious commentary, so maybe I'll watch it anyway.
Fair enough.
And this, I'll admit it, I want to see this guy stop being a fucking loser. I want to see how long it takes Yamamoto to realize this is not a game. I want to meet Chrome.
You will?
So for Ronin Warriors, I've told you all off cast that I already watched one of the OVAs, and I'll send to you, Sheena, which one I watched. A Digimon Frontier, I'm still going to work my way through that. I'm going to polish it off because I watched most of it for our episode, and there's a handful of episodes left. I might as well finish it, right? For Magica, I think that's mine and my significant other's new anime, just to put on. Like, yeah, like we're going to finish Hunter x Hunter. And then we're going to go to that.
Sick.
And then finally with this one, I think I have sucked the girlfriend into watching this. And I'm probably in for a couple more episodes for sure. Just to see how long that bit goes with that LARP dude. But then we'll see how it hangs in my brain.
Okay, cool.
We want to thank everybody for being a part of our anime. Beastie, if you please.
All right, you anime nerds. If you'd like more anime from us, you can subscribe to our channel, and you can see uploads from us on Wednesday afternoons. And you can also catch us talking more live on Twitch on Thursdays at twitch.tv/nerdcrusade. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for updates, and join our Crusader chat on Discord by checking our link tree in the description. And you can download any previous episodes or listen on your mobile device through anchor.fm or search Nerd Crusade on your favorite podcast app. Thank you for joining us for this month. And until next time, fellow Crusaders.
That's to be continued.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, go ahead and button mash a thumbs up. If you want to swing by when we have a new video, web up the sub button. Oh, and while you're at it, hit the bell to be notified by...